Well, hello, my name is Kara Garrity. I'm a senior Pink Cadillac sales director with Mary Kay, and I'm excited to walk you through your makeup masterclass. So you're going to want to pull out your personal beauty blueprint. Now, remember, this has chosen the colors that are perfect for you. This is your exact foundation match, concealer, highlighter, pressed powders, your eye colors. You'll have a neutral palette. What it won't include is lipstick. Lipstick is really personal and you can kind of wear any color you want. And your consultant or I can help you find those perfect lipstick colors, but this is all of your palette colors. And so what I'm going to teach you how to do is how to work with your pro palette. Okay, so this is your pro palette. Now mine is set up for the brown eyes. So this includes my cream to powder, my pressed powder, my blush colors, highlight, contour, my three sets of eye colors that are specifically for brown eyes, and then the neutral palette. So yours would look similar to this. Of course, it would be customized with the colors that are right for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive in and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take my cute little headband and pull my hair back. Now, I did prep my face. So I did my skincare, I did my eye cream, my moisturizer. Skincare is really the first step of your makeup. If your skin's not in great shape, your makeup's not going to be in great shape. And so if you are not sure what skincare products you should be using, if you're not sure which formulas are right for you, we have this really cool, it's totally free. It's a selfie scan. It will scan your skin. It will use technology to see what's going on with your skin and then make, again, custom recommendations for you. And so you can find out a little bit more about that if that's something that you're interested in. We'll get you a custom skincare regimen. A little bit about the products that you're going to be using if you've never used these products before. So the colors are what's called Chroma Fusion. They are long lasting all day color. They're designed that you can put them on once and you are done for the whole day. You don't need to reapply. Okay. So it's called this, made with matrix technology. It's called Chroma Fusion. The Endless Performance Cream to Powder Foundation is an 18-hour all long day wear. All right. So just a little bit about that. Everything you're trying is safe for sensitive skin. It's all allergy tested, dermatologist tested. All of our eye products are ophthalmologist tested. They're safe for sensitive eyes. They're safe for contact lens wearers. I have contacts in right now. All of our products are cruelty free. We don't do any animal testing on our products. And in fact, if that's important to you, we actually do advocacy worldwide to end animal testing in countries that still require animal testing. Also, a big thing for me is ingredients. What is going into my skin? What is seeping into my skin when I put products on, whether that's body care, skincare, or makeup? And Mary Kay follows the European Union standard for safety. So what that means is that we ban those thousands and thousands of ingredients that Europe bans because they're questionable. They could be endocrine disruptors. They, could be potentially toxic. We're not really sure. They're questionable ingredients. So we don't use any of those ingredients in our products. Unfortunately, in the United States only bans about 30 some odd ingredients. And so we follow the European Union standards for safety. So if these are important to you, this is great reasons why to use these products. Okay. So my skin is prepped, my moisturizer's on, my eye cream is on, my skin is clear. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my skin. I'm going to prime with both an eye primer and a foundation primer. So why would you prime? What's the purpose of priming? Well, have you ever painted a wall? How many of you have ever painted a wall? You know how when you prime your wall, it kind of seals in all the nooks and crannies. It gives you a really nice surface to work on. Your color then goes on even. It adheres to the wall better. It goes on smooth. You don't get, blotchy. That's the same idea. I always kind of say, if you picture your skin was a Thomas's English muffin, your primer kind of fills in all the nooks and crannies. It acts almost like a Velcro. It's going to hold all of the product on. So this is my eye primer. Eye primer is great, particularly if you end up getting a little creasy or greasy in your eyes, or you find your eyeshadow doesn't stay. A little eye primer will really help fill that out. This is foundation primer. And this is just going to give you this beautiful smooth surface. It's going to also fill in, if you have, like I do, like larger pores, it's going to give you a nice smooth base for that. It's gel, so it's good for all skin types. It's not going to make you greasy, oily. I have kind of more of a combination oily skin, and it still works great with that. It also, I think it also makes my pores look a little bit smaller. So I like that. So I'm going to start with this. Now, in your beauty blueprint, you have your color for your foundation, but also your perfect match foundation. And this was based on the answers that you gave on what you like in your lifestyle. So I will tell you, I'm a CC cream girl. I love CC cream. I wear this every single day. And if you came up with a CC cream, then you might be a CC cream as your like go-to every day. Color comes in a tube like this. It does have an SPF in it. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit. Did I grab my right color? Okay, I was like, just grab my right color. I'm going to blend this in. CC cream acts almost like a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream on steroids. Okay, it's going to take the redness out of your skin. It's going to even out your skin tone. It's going to feel like a moisturizer. And this is great for somebody who maybe doesn't like foundation, doesn't normally want to wear a foundation, but you don't want naked skin. You want some kind of barrier that's going to protect your skin from the environment, from the elements that are out there. I'm going to grab my mirror, but it's also going to take all the redness out of your skin. It's going to even your skin out. It's going to give you this flawless finish. I kind of describe it as it makes it look like my skin is airbrushed. Okay. So that is your CC cream. Now you may have come back with a liquid foundation. We have some award-winning liquid foundations, or you may have come back with a fuller coverage, which is going to be our cream to powder. I'm going to show you how I wear that. Now you can wear this by itself, or you can wear, the way I'm going to show you today is you can layer it over your CC cream. And this is to give you a little bit more of a full coverage foundation. I am using our blending brush. I love this. It's very soft. You just take your blending brush and watch how flawless my skin is going to look. You smooth this on. It goes on like a cream, but it dries to a powder finish. Okay, it's going to give you beautiful coverage. I actually put a little bit over my eyelids. This is great if you have a little purple in your eyelids, but smooth coverage. What's fabulous is if you like this consistency, if you like this fuller coverage, but you don't like it to look like you have heavy makeup on, this is great. Again, very skin-like. Let me go ahead and just look at my mirror here. I'm using the blending brush, and it has this beautiful powdery finish. I mean, really dries to a beautiful powder finish. Now, that may be all that you need. You might just need, now what's great is you can take this with you. It fits in your compact. Again, you have your color on your beauty blueprint, so you'll know what color you are. All right, and that may be a beautiful powder. Oh, feels so nice. If you have a couple of other things that you might need is you might need an under eye corrector, or you might need a concealer. Now, these are two different products. Under eye corrector is a color corrector. So if you have purple under your eyes, if you kind of get those dark circles, then you really want a color corrector, and you would use under eye corrector. And what that's going to do is that's going to correct the color of your eyes. If you have more breakouts, blemishes, things like that, then you really want more of a concealer, because you want to actually conceal. So again, the color corrector would be the same for everybody. So if you're dealing with dark under eye circles, you're going to go for your color corrector because you're going to balance the color out first. If you need a concealer, then you're going to go for our actual concealer. Okay. And again, your colors on your beauty blueprint. Now you can use your finger, or you can use a concealer brush. Okay. I'm going to show you how I use it with a little bit of a brush. I really think that professional brushes are very important, because you're just not going to get the results that you want without the right tools, right? It's kind of like if you went to the dollar store and you bought paintbrushes versus if you got good paintbrushes. You're just not going to get the same result, right? So with a concealer brush, I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I put a little bit on my brush, and then I can just go in and really lightly conceal any blemishes. Now, if you have, just a little bit, you can use your concealer brush too with your under eye corrector. If you have anything around your eyes that you do want to kind of brighten, but if you just go ahead with the concealer around your eyes and you're really dark and you don't color correct first, you're going to end up with kind of like this raccoon looking eye. That's why you would want to do the color corrector first. Okay, but you're going to just use your brush. Again, you're going to have your perfect match concealer, but just make sure that everything's kind of nice and even and concealed, and then just wipe off that little bit extra there. Okay, let's talk about you have some loose powder here. So this is your setting powder. I'm sorry, your pressed powder. This is your setting powder. Now we do have, and I'll show you at the end, we do have silky setting powders and translucent powders. I'm going to go ahead just with my pressed powder, and I'm going to use my big fluffy brush. You could use a cosmetic sponge for this, or you could use a blush brush, but I'm just going to set everything. This is going to set my concealer that I put on, under eye. Just going to set everything. Okay. So really light. I love the big fluffy brush. And it just sets and kind of helps keep that concealer where it should be. Okay. So you can see now, I don't have a whole lot of color in my skin. I haven't done any contour or highlighting yet, but I have a nice, smooth, even. My skin looks nice. Color looks good. Okay. We're working good. Next thing I'm going to do is my brows. Now, let me tell you, almost all of my clients need a brow. It's very uncommon for me to have a client who does not need a brow. A brow is an instant facelift. It's an instant facelift. If you think, oh my gosh, I don't want my brows to look like really drawn on or crazy, then what I like about ours is look how it is a super, super fine tip. It is really designed to look like a small hair like thing, not a drawn on brow. Okay, so you're gonna get these small hair like. Now when you start with your brows, and this is just how I recommend, I've seen different ways. I want my brow to lift my face. And you want to think of your brow as framing your face. I want it to lift my face and frame my eyes. So I'm always going to start at the top and come up. And you see how I'm doing short, thin, and then extend out. Now, here's also where I see a lot of women not doing their brows correctly. So if you take a pencil, your brows, and you line up your eye to here, that is where your brow should stop. If you line up from the corner of your eye to the edge of your nose, that is where it should go. So you can see mine's a little short. I need to extend it. You'll see on this side, it's just a hair short. I need to extend it. Your arch should be is if you put your pencil through your pupil and the corner of your eye, that should be the highest point. So you have 3 points. End, highest point, end. Most women do not extend their brows enough. Okay, so you want to really bring that up. And you want to think of your brows as sisters, not twins. They are not going to look the same. Your eyes are not shaped the same. Your face is not completely symmetrical. They are going to look a little bit different. But do you guys see the difference? Do you see how just doing my brow, how this lifted the whole side of my face up? My face looks younger. My cheeks look younger. I actually look like this. See how this cheek actually even looks a little bit fatter? This whole thing lifted up. That is the power of a brow. So again, you're going to go across the top and over and down to fill up the down. Okay. Short, light, hair-like. Right. Now, if you don't have a lot of hair and you need a little bit more hair, we do have a great brow tint. It looks almost kind of like a little mini mascara, and it puts like little fibers onto your hair, on your brows, which is great, particularly if you are blonde or you're really light. Now, I like to take the edge of my spoolie, which is in my, which one side is my eyeliner brush, one side is my spoolie, and you can just run that through that. And then again, that just helps it make a little bit more natural look. Okay, but wow, brows, go for the brows, okay? Your Beauty Blueprint does not have your exact brown color because you kind of said, hey, I might have brunette hair, but that could be a wide variety of hair shades. So if you send a photo, then we can take a look and kind of say like, okay, this is the right brow. And here's what's really great about any of our products. Everything is a customer satisfaction guarantee. So if you purchase a product and you start using it and you're like, you know what, I don't love this, the shade's a little off, I want to try something different, there's a no questions asked. You can exchange that for something else that you like. You could refund it. We really want that all of your products, like I want every single product that you have to be one that you use and that you love. Okay. So let's go. We're going to start with our contouring. Now you have a contour and you have a highlight color. All right. And these are going to be these two colors here. So you have your blush, your 4 blush colors based off your ivory, beige, or bronze, and then you have your highlight and your contour. Now, what's great about our brush is that this is a 3-in-1 brush. And what's also great is that they are all labeled. They say on them what they are. So if you're like, I'm not sure what brushes that's used for, it's on here. If you'll notice, there's this little divot in here. You see this little divot? This is actually designed for your thumb to fit in there perfectly. And when you do that, it allows you to squeeze the brushes. So now you can use this as a contour, okay? So here's the tip with contouring. Contouring is what you want to recede, anything that you want to push back on your face. Highlight is what you want to bring forward, okay? So I'm gonna take my contour, I'm gonna take my darker color here. And again, you wanna kind of, when you take your extra, you wanna always kind of pat off the excess. You don't wanna, some people will blow on their brush. You wanna be careful with that because you don't want the saliva and German bacteria from your mouth going onto your brush. But you wanna kind of pat that so you have that extra. Now you're going to take that divot and squeeze your brush, right? Now, where are you going to contour? You want to feel your cheek, all right? And under that cheekbone, you want to go right under where that cheekbone is. You're coming right under the bone there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and first I'm just going to show you and then we'll blend. All right, so I'm going to go under that bone. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, under that cheekbone. Okay, now the other places that I like to contour, you can see around my forehead, I like to kind of think, if you think of a 3, okay, if you thought of me as a 3, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to come down, then you'd have your 3, come back out, and then I'm going to come down here along my jawline. The other place I love to contour is right here under your chin, particularly as you get a little bit older. When you contour here, it gives you that younger, cut, defined, it's through the double chin. Okay, so we're going to do on the other side, you're going to come around on the top into your 3 and then out and along the bottom. Okay, now I like to take that, open my brush back up now that I've kind of taken it off, dust the extra off, and now I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend. And here's the key, guys, you want to really blend a lot. All right, blending is always going to be the key to all of your makeup. And this is also why when people say like, well, what's the difference in maybe getting a little bit of a higher quality bronzer or a little bit higher quality contour, it's how well it blends. When you get into cheaper brands, the pigments are not as finely milled, they don't blend as well. Okay, you're not going to get that same look because they're not as blended. It's going to be harder to blend a cheaper makeup. And the thing is that does not mean that you are not great at makeup. It just means that it's not great makeup. All right, there we go. So I want to really blend all that in. I want to have that nice contour. I want my cheeks to pop out. Now I'm going to go in with my highlighter. Okay, so your highlighter is your higher one. I'm going to take my brush like this and I'm going to flip it over so that this side, that kind of, if you look at it like, see how it's bent? I want this here, right at the edge. That's where I'm going to put my highlighter. I'm going to take my highlighter here. Now my highlighter, I'm going to highlight right under. I'm going to highlight there. If you think of if you were at a dinner party or you were out to dinner and there was a soft glow of light on your face, where would it highlight? I'm going to highlight down my nose. I'm going to highlight down across my chin, on my Cupid's bow. I'm going to blend this in. So same thing. Now I'm going to go back and same thing. I'm going to blend. Okay, I want that beautiful highlight. Very soft. And now you're going to go back and take your blush. Now you can use any of these blush colors. These were all designed for your skin tone. If you were ivory, beige, or bronze, I'm going to go with the really light one today. But again, any of these colors will work well with your coloring because they came from your beauty blueprint based off of what tone of your skin you had. One thing to keep in mind is all of your colors in your Pro Palette are very, very concentrated. I really would not recommend taking a blush and going back and forth. It's just going to be too much color. I recommend you just kind of tap and then buff off the excess. Now, there's a few ways you can do your blush. I'm going to show you a couple techniques. One is to smile, and you literally just, it's called pop the apple. You literally just apply blush right on where the apple of your cheeks are. This is great if you've already done your contour, if you've already done your highlighter. You can just, right there on your cheeks, it gives you just a little burst of color. If you haven't done any highlighter contour and you just want something a little bit quickly, then all you're going to do is start in your temples and just think of a ski jump and come down like this in the letter J. What a lot of people do is they go like this, and you get this kind of racing stripe. Your face is not shaped like that. That is not what you want to do. You want to start in your temple and think of a J. You also want to be careful that you're not getting color too close to your nose. You don't want to be bringing the color in here. That's going to kind of change your nose shape. You want to think of a ski jump, just, okay, and same thing. Now, what you might want to do is if you're looking back and you're going, I don't look like I blended really well, this is where your big fluffy brush is your best friend, because now you can go back and blend everything if you felt like you had any harsh lines anywhere. Okay, you want to keep everything very soft on your face. All right, so we're going to move on to our eye colors. Now you have your three sets of eye colors. These were based, can see my ring light. These were based on your eye colors, if they were blue, brown, or green. And then you have your neutrals, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the neutral look since that's what everybody has. We're going to start with your middle color. Now, I would recommend that you use kind of your flat brush. Now, let's talk about the brushes. The way our brushes come is we have a 5-piece brush set. That's kind of a starter brush set. So if you don't have good brushes and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm using the little sponge tips that come in my things, like we need to get rid of those now because you're not going to be able to create beautiful, professional looking makeup with really cheap brushes. So the 5-piece professional brush set will give you the cheek brush that I just showed you. It'll give you the fluffy blending brush. It gives you this brush here, your kind of flat one. It gives you this one here, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, the crease one. And then it gives you this little mini one, which is for your contour color. The only two that I really recommend that you add is the eyeliner brush and the blending brush. I use the blending brush every single day. So these are the 5 that come in the 5-piece set. I do recommend that you add these 2, and that kind of gives you a really complete brush set to start out with, okay? So let's go ahead and put these back in here. We're going to start with your flat brush, and you're going to go in with your neutral color, okay, the one that's in the middle, and you're going to apply this all over the lid. Okay, so you're just applying this all over the lid, and this is a technique that you can do with any of the looks that I gave you. Now, if you have a hooded lid, the way that I do, and basically that means is when you open your eye, do you see how you don't see a whole lot of the lid here? Then you're going to bring this color up just a little bit higher, about 2/3 of the way, so that when you open your eye, you can still see a little bit of that color. If you open your eye and the color's totally gone, that means that you need to bring it up a little bit more, okay? And you're going to do that with your middle color, whatever eye color set you're working with. Going to go all over as your middle color. Now, here's what's great. Now that you have this video, you can go back and rewatch it anytime you need to. So if tomorrow you want to try a different eye look, you just go back with the next eye look and you rewatch this video. If you need to practice your contouring, you just go back and you watch this video. Like you've got it now. Okay, so you can use it anytime. Now we're going to take your crease brush. So what's great about this brush is, do you see how it's angled? It's really designed to fit into the crease. So what's great is if you're somebody who's not super comfortable with color, you're not really good at shading and all of that, this is kind of like your little cheat sheet. You're going to take your darker color now, and you're going to see how that brushes. See how it looks like a little triangle? You want this angle, the big part, to go on the out part of the eye. And you want the thinner part to go on the inside of the eye. So we're going to start with the thicker part on the outside, and you're going to come here into where your crease is, and you're going to go 2/3 of the way over in the crease. And don't worry about blending it yet, but do you see where the placement is? So you're going to start on the outside and 2/3 of the way in the crease. Now, couple of tips. Try to go from the outside in. Okay, the only time you would really go on the inside out is if you had really, really wide eyes and you were trying to make them look closer together. Okay, but usually that's not the case. You want to go from the outside in, and you don't want to stop. You see how I stopped kind of 2/3 of the way? Because if you get too much color on the inside, it's going to make your eyes look very close together and more narrow, which you're not looking for. The other thing, and you can go ahead and do the other eye. The other thing is I want you to notice how I'm coming up and over like a windshield wiper. Up and over. And again, don't worry about it. You see, it's kind of messy. It's all right. But you see how I'm going up and over? I'm not going straight across. Again, this is what I see a lot of my clients do. They're going straight across. Your eye is round, your eye is a circle. You want to follow that round circle. So if you think of a windshield wiper, okay, that's the direction that you want to go. Now, I know it looks a little funny, so don't worry yet. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take that flat brush and I'm going to take my lighter color. My lightest color is my highlight. And this is the color I'm going to highlight underneath my brow. And I'm going to do that on both eyes. Okay, so you're going to go back and you're going to highlight under both eyes. I know it looks crazy, right? It hasn't blended or anything, but this is where this blending brush is your best friend. This is the best brush ever. Again, I use it every day because watch how crazy this is. Now I'm going to go back to my blending brush and I'm just going to blend. And I'm going to think of a windshield wiper and just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and blend. That's all you're going to do, guys. Super easy. And then same thing, same eye, or other eye, blend. And again, when we're talking about what's the difference with high quality makeup versus what you can get at the drugstore, it's how well it blends. Look how gorgeous these colors blend. Now, what you want to look at, just like we did with your eyebrow, you're going to take your pen and go here. That's where your eyeshadow needs to stop. So if you're like me, see how I came a little bit further out? You might need to blend that up a little bit. This needs to come up a little bit higher, and then you're just going to blend that up. You don't want it to get too far out. Okay, so blend that up. Blend that up. Again, this is the very neutral look, but look how easy that blending brush made your eyeshadow look perfect. All right, now we're going to go back with our little smudger brush, or you could also use your eyeliner brush for this, depending on which one you want. So we're going to take that darker color. You're going to take your darkest color. Again, you're going to tap off that excess, and we're just going to use it as a little bit of a liner on the bottom to kind of give you a soft, smoky look. Now you can use liner on the bottom. I would avoid really harsh, dark colors, particularly because a lot of women have the darker circles or they have the puffiness. You don't really want to bring a lot of attention down. So by using a little bit of a shadow, it gives you a little bit of that softer look, okay? Let's talk about eyeliner for a second. We have a few different options for you when it comes to eyeliner, and I will show them to you. One is our liquid, is our luxury eyeliners. Okay, now these are self-sharpening. They have a very soft tip. They are not a super fine point. They are really what we call them a luxury liner because they glide on. They're waterproof. You can kind of smudge them if you want a little bit of a smokier look. You can go with a black or a brown or a steely, which is like a smoky gray. So most people like the luxury liner. If you like the look of a liquid liner, I will tell you this is my all-time favorite liquid liner I've ever used. It is a pen. It comes with a felt tip consistency. It goes on instantly dries, so it doesn't get messy. What I found with a lot of other liquid liners is that I would put it on, and as soon as I would blink, I would have like liner all over my face. It was horrible. It was wet. It was cold. It didn't like that on. This is a little bit different. So I'm going to show you both, and you can see. So with the liquid liner, you would just go thin, close to your eyelashes. Get my mirror, bring me a little bit closer. And you see I'm doing short, thin strokes. And what you almost want to picture is that you are lining your eyelashes. So a lot of times people make their liner a little bit too thick because they're thinking you have to line, you're not. You're really lining the lashes. Okay, so just a thin line, and that would be with my hand there. That would be with my liquid liner. Now you could also do that with the pencil. I'll do it on the other side so you can see it'll look a little bit different. And actually what I'll do is let's see. What color am I going to use? Oh, maybe I'll use this deep brown. Or no, you know what? I'll use the black, and that way you can kind of compare. I think this is black. Yeah, we'll do black on one side and black on the other so you can see. So that is the liquid liner, and then this would be the luxury liner. Again, okay. So it is definitely different. This is, you can see it is a thinner line. It's a more precision tip. This is a little bit more of a smudgier line. The other thing I want to be able to show you with this one with the liquid is that if you go back and you take that, your eyeliner brush, watch what you can do. You can take this and go over it, kind of create more of a smoky, a softer smoky eye. Do you see the difference there? Okay, so I'll keep two different eyes, but you can really see the difference between more of a luxury liner that's maybe a little bit smokier. You could also do this in a deep brown. This one's a black versus the real precision that you're going to get with a liquid liner. I'll keep mine both so you can see they look a little funny. I wear both interchangeably. They're just very different looks. So let's talk mascara. Okay, we have we call it a mascara bar. There's tons of different mascaras. If you are not sure of like what mascara would be best for you, I have a fabulous mascara quiz. It will ask you about 6 or 7 questions about your lashes and what you like in mascara, and then it will tell you what your right mascara is. Okay, we didn't include it in the personal beauty blueprint because we don't want you to answer 200 questions. But if you're interested in mascara, I hands down absolutely am a mascara snob. It is my favorite product, and I love our mascaras. Now I'm using our Lash Intensity. This is our Va Va Boom mascara. This is to give you, it has provitamins in it that's similar to hair care products. It's to give you the biggest fullest lashes, biggest fullest lashes that we have. It's about 200% increases the volume of your lashes. Now, what's unique about this particular mascara is it's a 2-part wand. It has, let's see, I got a little makeup on my hand though. Let's look at this one. It has thick lashes on one side and thin on the other. So small and long. Do you guys see how that works? They're long and then they're short, and they're long and they're short. So the way you apply this is you take the short bristles and you start by putting that on with the short bristles. Okay. And you go ahead and you put that up under the lashes. Then you twist your wand and you use the comb, the longer ones, to literally comb through. I don't have a lot of lash, so that is why I wear this one, because I need as much mascara as I can get. I also recommend that you kind of wiggle your mascara wand up and down in between your lashes. That will deposit mascara in between and make them look a little bit thicker. I just kind of touch a little bit on the bottom. Let's go ahead and do the other side. I don't recommend waterproof for every single day. If you take the mascara quiz and it comes back with the waterproof, then I would probably recommend that you switch that to the Lash Love. It'll be a similar formula, but waterproof can be a little bit drying for every day. The other thing we didn't talk about is really, make sure you're using a good eye makeup remover. We have an award-winning eye makeup remover. It's one of the only ones I can use because my eyes are really, really sensitive and a lot of things burn my eyes. And so I really like ours because I can use it. There's no burning, there's no irritation. It's safe even in my contacts. I'm going to do 2 coats of this mascara. Again, you cannot have too much mascara. I mean, really look at that. Look at those lashes. That is like big lash. And let's get on the other side. Can anybody close their mouth when they put the mascara on? I feel like nobody can do that. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of take a look. I think I'm going to go back and I want to get a little makeup that I got on my hand. I think I just want to soften under my eyes a little bit. That's a little harsh for me. Do you see how it kind of starts and stops? I'm going to go right in here and kind of just soften that. I want that to be just a little bit of a softer line, and the same thing on this one. Okay, and again, that goes into that blending, why we want our shadows to be able to blend really well. But again, you can really see the difference in that liquid liner and that one that's not the liquid liner. A little smudge right there on the, clean that up. Oh, this is where, this is also great too. On the end, that little spoolie on your end, if you need to, you can use that to separate your mascara too. And it kind of just helps it fan it out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so quick couple of things. I want to show your pro palette, but let me show you a quick few other things. One, for setting powders, if you don't like a pressed powder and you want to lose powder, we have silky setting powders, your colors in your beauty blueprint. It will tell you what color it is. The other thing we have is a translucent white powder, and this is, I call these the diamonds for your face. It is one color for everybody. It is a white translucent powder. You buff it off and you press it in to your skin and it sets everything, but it has these little light reflecting particles. So it reflects the light off of the lines, the wrinkles, the shine, all of that. So if you like that idea, rather than adding color, because you want to kind of keep what you did, then the translucent white powder is a great way to go. All right. The last but not least, of course, is lipstick. And we have lots of different colors. Most people wear multiple different colors. We have semi-matte, semi-shine, and we have a Nurse Shine. So I'll tell you kind of the difference between them. The semi-matte is a true matte. It is a matte. I do recommend you wear a lip liner with it. It is going to be a full matte lipstick. Our semi-shine is going to have great staying power, but it's going to have a little bit more of that iridescent shine to it. Not that flat matte. I find them the most wearable of our lipsticks. And then our Nourish Shine lipsticks, which is what I'm going to put on now, they almost feel like a tinted lip balm. They are super, super drenched in hydration and vitamins for your lips. However, they probably are the shortest lasting of the ones that we have. I'm going to go ahead with a lip liner. Now, when you use your lip liner, actually, let me get a different color lip liner. We have neutrals or we have colors. I don't like that one either. Let me go with this one. All right, I'm going to take out a medium nude. If you wanted lip liner that's going to go with everything, then I would go with the light, medium, or deep nude. The light nude is if you have ivory skin, the medium is if you have beige skin, and the deep is if you have bronze skin, and you know that from your beauty blueprint. We also have colors. If you want a berry or a red or a pink, you can do that. When you line your lips, I recommend that you stay close to your natural line, that you don't go too much above or too much below. My big tip is that most people, one lip is thicker than the other. So in my case, you can see my top lip is a little bit thinner. Because my top lip is thinner, I start on the outside and I come up and over. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. So because my top lip is thinner, I want to go up and over on the top. Because my bottom lip is fuller, I'm going to start in the middle and go out this way. So if you want your lips to look smaller, I recommend you start in the middle and go out. If you want them to look bigger, then I recommend you start on the outside and go in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put on one of our Nourish Shine lipsticks, pretty bold color. Okay, and of course we have lip gloss. We have seasonal colors. What color is this? I would like to tell you, but I'm at the age where I can't read too well anymore on there. I can't even tell you what color this is. That's so bad. I will look it up in the book and tell you because I can't read off of here. What is this? I never thought that would happen. Did you ever think that would happen? Did you ever think you'd be like, I cannot read what it is? This is very raspberry. It's really depressing. But here you go. Let's take this off. Kind of get an idea of how that looks. I'm going to brush my brows back up. They came down a little bit from putting on the blush or the powder brush. Brush those back up to lift that up. And then finally, if you want to set everything, if you're like, okay, I don't want to ever reapply during the day, finishing spray is great. Spray it on. It will set all of your makeup. It's like hairspray for your face, little bottle, sets everything. You are good to go. All right. So let me talk to you really quick about how your palettes come. So we have 3 different palettes. We're working today out of the Pro palette. Why do I love these palettes? Because they are magnetic, they are refillable, and they are customizable. So one of the things with your Mary Kay experience is that it's all about customization. There is no one size fits all. How many of you ever gone to the store, you bought a palette, and even if you loved all the colors in the palette, you went through the one color, usually the lightest one, the first, right? And now you're stuck having to get a whole new palette. So that's not the case in Mary Kay. Everything is magnetic. Literally, these colors pop in and out. Okay, they pop in and out just like that. All right, so you can pop in and out the colors that you want for your compact. If you're out of the light color first, all you do is you pop the empty one out, you put a new one in. Let's say you just need a new pressed powder. You can just take this, literally pop the whole thing out, magnetic, and pop a new one in. So this way, number one, every single color in your palette is one that you use and that you love and that you like, but also you're not wasting money having to buy a whole new palette just because you're out of 1 or 2 colors. So you can see, and mine kind of got a little, let's kind of push these together. You can see everything fits in. So your palette is going to have your pressed powder, your cream to powder. It's going to have your 4 cheek colors. It's going to have your 2, your highlighter, your contour, and then all of your eye colors. Everything will be in here. Everything will be colors that are right for you based on your beauty blueprint, and you will just pop them in and out as you need them. If you want to start with one of the smaller palettes and work up to the Pro palette, you can certainly do that too. Or sometimes people will just get a few things. Maybe get one eye color look and a cream to powder on one blush, and then you slowly start to build your Pro palette. So if you don't want the whole thing all at once, you can pick out just what you want right now, and then you can build into that. Again, our brushes, I think, are really important. You're not going to be able to create a great look if you don't have the right tools, right? Now, let's talk about some other things that you get for being a client of ours. So we have an amazing VIP group. It's called the Pink Diva Community. There's a few thousand women in there, and in there we do guest nights, we do product previews, product launches. You get sneak peeks at new products that are coming out before they're even on the market. We do virtual game nights. There's ways that you can win free product is in there. We also do tutorials, makeup tutorials, skincare tutorials. So this is kind of your go-to beauty spot. And the idea is that it's a community where you can get your makeup questions answered, your beauty questions answered. You're in there with other women. That it's a very positive, supportive, encouraging community in there. And so there is a link that you can join that. When you join, just make sure you put down who invited you, because it is a private community. It is not searchable. It's really an invitation only community. Outside of that, there's a link. You can shop my site. If you need to talk one-on-one about your beauty needs, we can certainly do that. My job is to be here to make sure that you love your face, that when you look in the mirror, you love the person who looks back at you, that you love all of your products, that you feel confident in your skincare, that you feel confident in your color, that you know how to use your products, and that you truly love that when you look in your mirror, you are like, yeah, I feel really good, that you feel confident and beautiful, and that you know that the colors that you're wearing are right for you, that you never need to walk into a store again and kind of go, oh my gosh, there's so many options here. I have no idea what's going to be good for me. Every single thing was custom chosen for you in your beauty blueprint. So I can't wait to hear what you think. And if you have any questions, and would love to fill a Pro palette for you. You can keep this video, follow along, and know that you have every color that you need. Thanks, guys.